Are the Rams getting new uniforms in 2026? Well, you uniform aficionados might be in luck. It sounds like the Rams could be getting new uniforms in 2026. We're going to get into it. Before we do, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Also, be sure to follow me on all social media at Ellenbogen and check out today's sponsor, of course, Sleeper. You can get 100% deposit match up to $100 using my code JKB. So be sure to get in on the action with Sleeper, and also be sure to check out the $20 free entry if you haven't already without deposit. Definitely getting on the action with Sleeper. All right, so Zach Cohen, somebody that I followed, somebody I've interacted with in the past on Twitter, he's really good with the uniform information and covering all this news and stuff. He's always breaking news on it, and I don't think he's ever been wrong from what I've seen. He does a great job, and he reported that the Rams were the fourth NFL team to file for uniform changes in 2026. Now, Cohen said the uniforms are expected to reflect the Midnight Mode Rivalries uniform. As you know, I call it the black uniform. I think it's fantastic. I knew about the black uniform about, I think, 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. I want to say 2, but it could have been 3. Either way, I knew that this was going to happen. I just didn't know that they were going to do it in that way, and that's not what I was told. So I think Nike definitely took the wheel and kind of made it their own. But, the likely changes are expected to include the full ram horn, which I know a lot of people have said that they want on the sleeve. And that, is, of course, is on the Midnight Mode Rivalries uniform. In addition to that, Zach Cohen also speculates that the Rams could get rid of the name tags on the front of the jersey. I know there were a lot of people that didn't like the Rams thing. I didn't mind it. The Los Angeles Rams one looks overblown, and they have that on the bone jersey. I don't like that at all, but the Rams one grew on me. Doesn't mean I don't see from time to time the Rams Best Buy memes, but it grew on me. The big thing that a lot of people complain about is the number gradients, and this is also one of the things that the Rams could end up getting rid of, according to Zach Cohen. Seth Cohen is from the OC, so that's there you go. If anybody's watched that before, but another thing to note: the Rivalries uniform is planned to be worn at least once each year until 2028's conclusion. I don't know if the Rams can wear it again this year. I think they can only wear it once, but I'm not going to lie. They should just get rid of the bone and use the Midnight Mode. It looked so good. And I was really impressed with how much it popped on TV. I don't know how it looked in person, but on TV, it looked really cool. Cohen's exact words were that it's heavily expected to mirror the template of the Midnight Mode uniform. So that's something to keep in mind. My take is simple on the uniforms. I am not an end-all, be-all uniform guy, but I absolutely loved the way the Midnight Mode came out. I think the yellow pants need to be used all the time. I don't hate the blue pants, but I just don't know why you would ever wear royal and not wear yellow. I don't get that. The bone pants, that makes no sense. I think the white should be used as the road uniform. I think the blue should be used at home. I think the black should be an alternate in either location. And I think they should incorporate the 1951 championship uniform in yellow with the white pants. Look, that 1951 championship should matter more. Okay, the Rams have 4 championships. They only have 2 Super Bowls, but they have 4 championships. And because 49er fans and whoever don't want to count actual titles because there weren't a lot of teams back in the day. Of course, I love how we don't do that with the Montreal Canadiens, who have like 26 championships, and they were an original 6. But anyway, the point being, they don't want to count it. Then they want us to care about their 5 rings, which most of them have never even seen in person. They would need a VCR to watch it. But that said, the 1951 championship uniform should be worn. First off, they need a yellow one again. Color rush is a big deal, in my opinion. I thought it was fantastic. I don't like that they just discontinued it. I thought it was awesome. But also, the 1951 championship team was so cool. And if you're a big football historian, then you can attest to that. They need to pay some homage to 1951. They've already done it with the Fearsome Foursome. 1951 won a championship, and they never get talked about. Let's keep it alive. Let's not succumb to Super Bowls are the only thing that matters. I would love to see the Rams implement a 1951 uniform. Hell, the Steelers, it feels like they implement a new uniform from like the 20s and the 30s and the 40s like every single year. Doesn't matter that it looks like a caution sign. They still do it, or Bumblebee or whatever. I'd like to see the Rams get involved in that. But as somebody that defended and used to like the bone after unveiling the Midnight Mode, I just feel like it's out of place now. So they can discontinue that one. I won't be mad. I just think right now the uniforms are the best in the league. I truly believe that. The royal blue and the yellow pants, and then the white with the yellow pants, that's the best combination. If you were to use Midnight Mode as a legit alternate, there you go. I think that's the best three bunch of uniforms that you'll find. But I like to see them add a soul-colored uniform as well. The last thing I'll say is this, unpopular opinion. You see it behind me. I always loved it. I complained about this with the horns being broken. I have grown to absolutely love the broken horn. I think it's done in an incredible way. I just love the design. It feels aggressive, and I have them both in the back. I wouldn't change that personally. That's just me. I understand a lot of people are big on the horns. I actually love having that kind of, that modern feel to it. It kind of separates eras, if you will, and I think that they should continue that, truthfully. I understand a lot of people are going to disagree, but I think, if you get rid of the gradient, fine. You get rid of the name tag, fine. You flip around the horn on the shoulder so it looks better, fine. But I actually would keep the broken horn. Would I be distraught if they didn't? No, not at all. But that's what I would do personally. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. I don't normally do a video on uniforms because I like to keep this not really, I always say, and I don't mean any disrespect, but I always say, let TMZ be TMZ. I'm just going to be Jake Ellenbogen. I like covering, doing analysis, covering the news, giving my thoughts on it. This is normally not really what I'm interested in, but I know you guys care enough about it where this is going to be worth making. So these are my thoughts on the uniform news, and this is the uniform news if you haven't found out. So shout out to Zach Cohen. I feel bad I called him Seth earlier. But if you guys have never watched the OC, you definitely should check it out. It's a great show. Anyway, would it really be a Jake Ellenbogen video without having some sort of mention, to something, right? But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Check out today's sponsor, Sleeper. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, folks. Later.